So guys, I kind of wanted to make a video about this jaaggg that I bought. Now obviously I have this thing about cars and fixing them, and mainly my van, because my van's probably my most important tool in my job. And I bought this jaaggg, and you know, I've never owned a jaaggg, but I've always kind of wanted one. So I bought this X-Type. I never really liked the X-Type when it first came out, but when you get older you kind of appreciate like older cars more. And it's essentially a Ford Mondeo. I mean, I knew it was a Ford Mondeo when they came out, but I didn't realise how much of a Ford it would be when I got it. So I bought this jaaggg, and I've been doing bits and pieces. You might see bits and pieces popping up on my channel here and there with this jaaggg. So it's had an issue with the EGR. Now I bought a new EGR, put a new EGR on it, and it didn't resolve the problem. And now because of the weather and everything, and I really hope to make a complete video of me removing things of this, but I didn't get it done because of the weather. Mid-February, January, it's just absolutely freezing. You're freezing your nuts off out there, and that's literally freezing your nuts off. You can't get to them, your fingers hurt, you ache, and it's just not. But today is a really nice day. It's just the beginning of March, and I'm going outside now. I'm just going to show you the jaaggg. So there we go, there's the jaaggg. The bonnet's already up. I've got all my tools and everything out, and this is a 2007 X-Type 2-litre diesel, which is the Ford Mondeo 2-litre diesel engine. So essentially everything on this is a Ford. Just put my tripod down here. So this is as far as I've got. As you can see, the bumper has been removed. It's just hanging off there because I've just kind of hung it up on the brackets. So if you want to ever remove your bumper, you need to get into your inner wheel linings here. You have like a bolt here. Now you should be able to feel another bolt which is holding the wing on round the back there. You'll probably feel a few actually, but it's the one that's the actual bolt and not a nut. So I'll just show you. These are my bolts that I've taken off. I use a magnetic tray to hold them all in one place, and now I do know where they all go, but this is the type of bolt that you will find in the bumper round there. This one specifically, I would say it was that side. It's rounded off. It took some getting out, did that bolt, very hard to get out. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to remove the bolts at either side of this bumper to make it spring out like that. Now the rest of them are relatively easy. You have a bolt here. Now if you want to remove your headlights, you need to remove the bumper, so these parts of the bumper hold the headlights on. So you've a bolt there. Now on it's one of these type of bolts, which is a Torx. I think that's a T30, I'm not sure, but on other models they are sometimes these 10mm bolts. I think it's just whatever they had in the toolbox at the time when they threw these things together. So you have a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, and again you have another bolt behind there under the thing. Now it's probably a good idea to get some support or some help with this to bring it over the slam panel. It should just drop down just like that. Now if you want to remove it completely, you have some bolts on the tray. Now I couldn't get these corner ones out down there in the corner, so I've left them in, and I've just left the bumper hanging down like this because I didn't really need to get it completely off. It would have been nice to get it completely off, but I'm with the age of the car, I'm just a little bit worried about getting things broken and everything. So this is the area that we've been working in. There's an intercooler which is here. This is your intercooler, and there are 2 pipes on either end. There's one at this side which is the inlet, and then there's one at that side which is the outlet, which a turbo pipe brings it up through the engine, up through here, through all these gubbins, and into the manifold here, the inlet manifold, and the EGR valve goes in between those two there, and it connects up to this pipe here. Now that's what will open to let the exhaust gas come in, and that should recirculate the exhaust gas recirculation. So there you go, that's how your EGR works. Now we have had an intermittent problem with this, and it makes the car cut out quite a bit, especially when it's up to temperature, when the EGR valve is open. So like I said before, if you're removing your headlights, you need to get to 2 more bolts underneath. There's one there, and there is one there just under this headlight here, and that will help you remove the headlight. And this headlight is already being removed, as you can see. And I've just done this for better access, so I'm just gonna, and you have a electrical plug on the back there to remove once you've got it out far enough. You can see all the oil on it there, where it's been spraying out and everything, and here's the electrical plug here, so you can get better access to the side of the engine with the headlight out down there. You probably see it's a lot of white cement stuff there, because I did sprinkle the side of the engine with cement and jet washed it all off to soak up all the oil and everything else that's in there. So what we're going to be doing today is reinstalling the EGR with 2 new turbo pipes as well, because I believe there might be a split or some failure in the turbo pipe. So we're going to crack on with that now, and hopefully you'll get an idea of how to do this if you're intending to remove your turbo pipes for cleaning purposes. And you can probably tell I've left these off quite well. You can probably see here all the oil that's come out of the intercooler there. So the intercooler is down here where the pipe is. Should just be able to see the pipe there. That's the intercooler pipe going in. Now fortunately enough, they was kind enough to put a Jubilee clip on that, and I could get to the Jubilee clip from underneath here. Might not be the same in your case, you might have to do a little bit more fiddling. I do believe you can remove the intercooler by removing the bolt at this side and the bolt at the other side, and the intercooler should come off, as long as you undo all the pipes at the top end of the engine first. So I've not done that. We're just going to put this back together now and see if it sorted the EGR problem out. So here we have a new EGR valve. Now this is not a OEM part, it's aftermarket, and I'm not sure if it's been working correctly. This is what was on the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the old one back on, which is this one, and this one has been extensively cleaned. This was a lot more oily, but there you can see the marks on the side of it there. It's stamped with Ford there on the side, so this tells you that it is a Ford OEM part. Inside there it was absolutely caked up with gunge and oil and everything else you can think of, which has been forced up through by the turbo, which blocks the EGR valve. But what I've found with sensors, especially on cars, if you buy something like an aftermarket one, quite often the sensors don't work correctly with the ECU, and it causes problems for your ECU to recognize them, and that could be causing the problem. So I'm actually going to put the old one back on today and see if this resolves the problem. Like I said, it's been extensively cleaned. It's been soaking in this, which is basically just diesel. There's nothing special about that. I've used some DPF and carb cleaner as well to clean out the valve down there in the valve section. So I'm just going to leave that to drain off and then get it on the car. But first of all, I'm going to put the hose pipes back on, which are here. So here's the old one. Now, like I said earlier, when I removed this from the intercooler, so this bit here goes on the intercooler, the Jubilee clips were at the right angle to get a 7mm socket on, so it's a 7mm socket to remove them. Now I've loosened all these, but they won't come off this other sensor here, so I'm going to remove this sensor as well out in between these two pipes, and I'm going to clean that up as well before I put it back in. So as you can see, I've just broken that. It just basically snapped as I was trying to pull the pipe out. So we'll probably get a replacement, but I'm going to have to reuse this for now. And all I'm doing there is just cleaning it off, ready to reinstall it. So this is the new turbo pipe that comes from the intercooler up to the first section. And this one has come with Jubilee clips, so that's good, and I'm going to use these at the bottom now. Like I said before, when I took this off, the Jubilee clip was at the bottom like that, and it made it a lot easier to get the ratchet on to tighten it up, or undo it should I say. We'll be tightening it up when we put it back, but I'm going to put this on now on here. So I'm going to attach one of the old Jubilee clips on this bottom section. Now immediately, because I've undone the Jubilee clip, slackened it off, it doesn't fit over. It tells me that the pipe is a lot thicker now, so it won't have decompressed over time. So I'm going to put this on. It's a good idea to get yourself some small socket ratchets, like 1/4 inch, for doing stuff like this, because it's a lot easier to get your ratchet in. going to tighten that up, so that'll sit like that, intercooler up to this centre part, and then we put the top hose on. So this is the top hose. Now this one didn't come with any thing, so that should sit like that on your car. So you need to remember how it all came apart. Probably a good idea to take a picture, but that definitely goes like that, so it should be something like that, but we don't need to tighten it up too much. Just put a bit of lubricant on to help it. Like that. You can always adjust it if you need to. Should be somewhere like that. So again, just drop another one of the old ones on. Jubilee clip on ready, and I'll take it to the car. So what we're going to do is going to drop it down through the engine. I'm going to try and keep that Jubilee clip on. I'm just going to toss it up there a bit, and I'm just going to try and feed it down the best way you can. Gotta get past a lot of stuff to get it in. So I stopped recording there for a simple reason, it wasn't going on right well. So I don't know whether you can see that. It is actually on the pipe here now, on the intercooler now. As you can probably tell now, I've removed the slam panel. 2 bolts in each chassis rail, and these of course are for the towing eyes. And there's the slam panel there. Now, if this was a Ford Transit Connect, you would have some bolts at the front here, and you would not be able to get the slam panel on because it's also seam welded, which is slightly annoying. I removed the pipe work here just by removing a couple of 8mm bolts. I did try to get the intercooler off, but but the bolts, like I said, are right round here, and this is rounded off. So anyway, I dismantled all the pipework that I put together, and I just managed to get the elbow in down at the bottom there, simply because I couldn't get my hand in far enough with the other pipe on. So I decided to take it off, and as soon as I took it off and started feeding the elbow down, I got the pipe straight on without any hassle, after spending nearly half an hour trying to get it on with the other pipe already attached. So what we're going to do now, I don't know. My tripod is broken, so I'm going to have to do a lot of this by hand now, so I'll stop the recording slightly, and I'm going to reattach this pipe onto there, and also get the EGR valve on as well, and then we should be good to go for getting it all back together. So we're going to tighten the bottom hose up now, because I've finally got the straight section in there. It took some doing, but it's probably easier than doing it all in one piece like I was doing previously. So that's on now. Definitely a lot easier to do that one that way, because that one's the most awkward, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten the Jubilee clip up now. There's already one on there, so don't worry about that. But I am going to put the Jubilee clip with the nut or the bolt at that side, so I can tighten it up easier. So I'm going to do that now and then come back to you. So I was hoping to get a bit more footage in of what I was doing. This was yesterday, and now it's today, obviously. So this is the day after, and the battery and everything ran out on the phone. So this is what I've done. I've reconnected the old EGR to the car. Now, as you can see, it's a lot cleaner than it was when I took it off. I don't think you saw it when I took it off. I have got another video of me doing the actual EGR replacement with the aftermarket EGR. Now, that did resolve a lot of issues, but it didn't completely resolve them. Now, obviously I've put the old one back on because this is an original part, so that's why I've done that. So as you can see, well, you can't see actually much, but I have got the pipes back in now. I had to take them all apart, and the elbow one at the bottom onto the intercooler, I put that on and it went straight on. As soon as I put that on its own, it went straight onto the intercooler. I messed about for about half an hour trying to get the whole lot in, and I couldn't do it because there isn't enough room in between these pulleys down here. It's pointing down there, but then it goes out of focus. These pulleys down there and that sensor thing there. So once I took all that off and put it back on, it was easier to build it up from the intercooler up to the EGR here. I also had to trim down one of the pipes here because it was too long. It would have gone all the way up to the manifold here had I not done that. I did measure it with the old one and discovered that that's probably what they did with the old one. So it does make you wonder if they originally designed this without an EGR, but there you go. So I managed to get everything back together yesterday. The bumper's back on. I just need to turn my wheel round so I can put the wheel lining arch back in. Just going to reconnect the battery and start it up and see what happens. So yeah, let's get that done. So okay, I've obviously started the engine. You can see that's been running. I probably fast forwarded that a little bit just to go, but this has been running about 5 minutes now. It did cut out, which is what it was doing before, so I tried to record it just in case. I'll put a video on just to give you an idea of it cutting out. But it's not. Since I put the video on and started recording, it's not cutting out now, so I don't know. I've plugged my diagnostics dongle into the thing, so I need my phone to use that. Because I can't actually show you that because I don't have another camera to film the phone that I'm using to film this. But it did come up with a fuel pressure pending code on the fuel pressure regulator. Now I do have a replacement if I need to replace that, so it could just be that that's causing the cutting out now. But the codes for the EGR have disappeared, the pending codes. Now, just so you know the difference between an actual error code and a pending code. A pending code is something that's kind of operating just about right for the car, but it's just operating a little bit funny as far as the car is sensing it. So it's something that could happen, that could cause things. Now these pending codes can cause your car to run in limp mode sometimes, and it doesn't always show up on your dashboard there. So that's what the pending codes are. So you need some sort of diagnostics tool. I do have another one somewhere, which is here, this type of one. So a lot of these type of diagnostics tools do not show your pending codes correctly, so it doesn't always show up on these type of ones. So I use one that's connected to an app on my phone, which gives me a lot more information about the car and how it's running. Now this seems to be running okay now, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just kind of ironed out its own problems here, I don't know. So I'm going to turn the camera off. So for now, this is this video complete. I hope you've got something out of this today, and hope you've sort of kind of got through a few issues on your own car. So basically, if you've got like a Ford Mondeo 2-litre diesel or a Jag like this, this changing your turbo pipes will probably help you. And that I have changed them, obviously. It's running a lot better now with them on, and put the old EGR valve back in, but I've cleaned it up and put it back on the car. And since I've done that, the fault codes have disappeared. But I'm going to check it again now in a minute, and hopefully if you see another PS at the end of this video telling you that the fault codes are still there, then we haven't resolved that problem. Now it's an old car, so we're going to have to work through it and make some more videos out of it, I suppose. But there you go. But anyway, I hope you got something out of this today, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Obviously I do other things on this channel anyway, but this is kind of like one of my little hobby sidekicks type of thing that I do on the channel. So there you go. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you got something out of the video today. I'll see you in another video soon. Thanks for watching.